This is One on One.
My favorite culinary class is production and kitchen. It's basically hot food. I'm more of a cutting and cooking person than baking, so that's why I like that class.
I chose culinary arts because when I cook for people, I like seeing the enjoyment on their faces when they eat my food.
They're diverse, they're affordable, and they're also #1 in the state. 5 years from now, I see myself traveling the world, helping third world countries, as well as feeding the hungry.
That's great stuff, shot by our friend, well, his colleagues. This is Paul Dillon, Associate Dean for Business, Culinary and Hospitality at Hudson County Community College. Paul, my good friend, what were we looking at right there?
We were looking at students at our school. We take this in one day to promote our program. It's the best program I can think of in the nation for culinary arts.
Describe it.
Describe it. It's an associate's degree in culinary arts. It's 2 years. You end up completing 69 credits. A 2-credit course is 60 hours of instruction. So that our students are in class for 6 hours, 2 to 4 days a week to complete their culinary arts degree.
What are they learning?
What are they learning? They're learning the humility of being a cook. That's what happens, Steve.
Why the humility?
Because you know, when you cook, you use all your senses. And what you realize is you realize how little you know every time you go into the kitchen. So every time you touch that product, you pick up that piece of equipment, there are variables that you can control and that you cannot control. So it's humbling because a lot of things can go wrong with that, but a lot of things can work really well.
What kind of jobs are out there for these students once they graduate?
Oh, there's so many different kinds of jobs now. Whether they want to go into catering, hotels, sales, food science, nutrition, all over the board. We cannot place our students right now. We can't place our students because there's too many jobs for them.
Right. The externships are important, aren't they?
Well, we require 600 hours of externships.
Describe a typical externship.
Externship, well, it's 150 hours over the course of 1 semester where the students are working in a location. The location has to be approved, so they can't go to B&J's Deli and just, you know, work the deli.
Right.
It has to be an approved location. Part of it can be in the front of the house, and part of it can be in the back of the house as well, too.
When you say the house?
The house, the restaurant, the hotel.
What are you getting jargony on me?
No.
By the way, we should let folks know that Paul and I, as soon as we saw each other, it all flooded back for us. 20 years ago, right?
20 years ago, yes.
We were together starting another network.
Yes.
Right? One on One was part of another network before we came to public broadcasting and our friends at FiOS. And it was an experience, was it not?
I remember the very first experience. I was scared to death when I did the show Let's Cook. And it was actually, we weren't even going to call it Let's Cook.
You were on every day at
4 o'clock. I
4
ended up
o'clock,
at 4 o'clock, yeah.
We were on a couple hours later with One on One.
And just like this, it was live to tape. There's no editing.
You made a mistake. What happened? It stayed there.
You smiled. You had to laugh.
That was the old Comcast network.
Yes, CNN.
Right.
Yeah.
And by the way, that experience that you learned being on camera and that whole entrepreneurial spirit, how much is it connected to what you do today?
Well, I think it's all interrelated. I taught for many years before I started to do the show, and so I think the show supported what I'd done in the kitchen as far as teaching. Performing, and then the being on the show made me grow as an educator and a chef as well, too, because I had to learn a lot to do that. So it was a lot of fun.
Let me ask you this, with the students, how much do you teach students about, quote unquote, you and I were talking about this, the business of things? I mean, there's a business of our job here. I mean, we have to run this production company in order to be on the air. But it isn't just being a talented chef, you know, the culinary piece of it, the business side. How do you teach that?
Well, there are certain courses that we teach as far as purchasing and sanitation and that, but all of our chef instructors, a lot of them have experience in the field, so they're bringing that experience into the kitchens. So they're talking about when they had their own restaurants or when they were in the kitchen or they worked at that club and how to make money, because it all comes down to the bottom line. In hospitality, culinary students, they're entrepreneurial in nature.
Really?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Because I interview the students, I talk to the students. Unfortunately, I don't get to teach right now because of what I do administratively, but I ask the students, so what's your long-term goal? I want my own place. I want my own place. I want my own place.
They don't want to work for anyone else.
Some do.
But most want their own place.
Most want their own place. And that's where the challenge lies, because they have to not only learn the food side of it, but they have to learn the business side of it.
By the way, the ratio, the student-teacher ratio, talk about that.
16 to 1.
Explain that.
Well, for every one instructor, we have a maximum of 16 students in a kitchen class.
How does that make, what difference does that make?
Well, it makes a big difference because they get the one-on-one, they get...
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. A little plug.
It matters.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And also they develop a good relationship with that faculty member. So if they're in the kitchen with that person, and 16 is maximum, so you might have 12, 10 students in a class where they're working with that chef one-on-one. It's all hands-on.
Yeah.
I use a line for our school, where some culinary schools, you have 2 students to 1 chicken. We have 2 chickens to 1 student. So you're really getting the hands-on skill that you need, so that when you go out into the field, you have the basics, you're able to work, you're able to take direction, and you're able to grow and move forward from that.
Real quick, 2 things. One, the student body, how diverse?
It's extreme. It's as diverse as Jersey City. It's as diverse as you can. It's as diverse as you can get. So, and that's what makes it exciting, because you're working with all these different students, all these different cultures, all these different age groups, all these different backgrounds. So, and even we're very we're in a city, so a lot of our students don't have those soft skills that they need to be successful. That's part of our curriculum.
You mean the
as well,
interpersonal skills?
Yes. How to sit and talk to somebody, how to sit at a dining room table, how to properly eat at a table. We bring that all to the students.
How to deal with employee problems.
Exactly, yeah.
They don't happen, right?
Employee problems? No, not at all, not at all.
HR issues.
Yes.
Before I let you out of here, how much do you love, by the way, you lied to me. You said you've been at the college for 33 years. That's a lie.
Started there in 1984.
33 years.
33 years.
You still love it?
Still love it. I still love the school. I'm dedicated to the school, and that's because of our student population. But before we go off, we were ranked number 6 nationally by bestchoiceschools.com just recently in 2016. And that is that came, we did not even know they were rating us. I got a phone call. Hey, Paul, guess what happened? You're rated number 6.
At your place?
At our place, yeah.
You didn't miss the opportunity to plug. So
No.
you teach branding at your school?
No,
marketing?
I only have a few minutes
It
here,
comes so
Steve. I gotta
natural
go
to
for
you.
it.
Listen, it is great to see you, my old friend, my young friend, after all these years, and
Thank
you
you.
still have the same passion, enthusiasm, and most importantly, you're making a difference with you and your colleagues, with so many students who are going into this field. And it's great to hear, by the way, that there are jobs out there for them and that they are being prepared for it.
They are. The business is just blowing up.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by
RWJ Barnabas Health,
Delta Dental of New Jersey, Wells Fargo, New Jersey Council of County Colleges, PSE&G,
JAG Physical Therapy,
and by New Jersey Sharing Network. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.